at the next steps in rounding numbers. What we have here is a number with the place value names written above. 3,123,192. When we look at rounding a number, we need to know what we are rounding it to the nearest place value of. So we could talk about rounding to the nearest 10, in which case we're going to look at this digit and the digit that comes before it. If we're rounding to the nearest 1,000, we look at the thousands column and the hundreds which comes just before it. The way this works is dead simple. What we do, we say, right, we're going to round this number to the nearest 1,000. So we look at the thousands column first of all. We have 3 in the thousands column worth 3,000. To decide whether we're going to round this up or down, we look at the hundreds column that comes just before it. We don't need to worry about the tens or the ones, and at this point we don't need to worry about these numbers either, just this digit and this digit. To decide whether we round the thousand up or down, we go to the hundreds, the digit that comes just after it, and we say, right, okay, it's a 1. 1 is one of our low numbers. If that number is a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3 or a 4, we round down, which means this 3 stays the same because we're going to look for the 1,000 that we've counted past already when we looked at our last video with the number line. 3,000. So we'd round this number down to 3,123,000. That looks like this. If we want to round to the nearest 100, we have to look at our hundreds column, which has currently got a 1 in, so 100 there. And then we look at the column that came just after it there, which is in this case is the tens column. So we've got a 1 here, we've got a 9 here. Now you can see 9 is one of our high numbers. If that number is a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8 or a 9, we round up. So in this case we've got a 1 here, that's a 9, which means we're going to round up to the next nearest 100. If we were counting in hundreds, we've gone past the 1, so when we round up we go to our next place value, which is 200, and that looks like this. 3,123,200. That's rounding to the nearest 100. This same method can be applied to rounding to any of the place values. So if we were looking at the millions, we go to the column before it, 100,000s, it's a 1, so we round down. This number rounded to the nearest million would be 3 million. To the nearest 100,000, you go to the 10,000s. It's a 2 here, which means this one would round down. So we'd have 3,100,000. And that's how it works. It's a very quick method to round any number, as long as you know to what place value.